Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out a Loudness Penalty, the analyzer from MeterPlugs. So this is a very simple to use plugin with an incredible amount of actionable information built inside of it. You can see here we've got some popular streaming platform titles laid out. We've got YouTube, Spotify, TIdal, Pandora, and iTunes. And then we have some numbers above it, and these are represented in dBs or decibels. And if you see a negative here, what this means is the master I'm running through the loudness penalty meter right now will be turned down by negative 3.2 decibels when it's uploaded to YouTube due to their loudness normalization algorithms and standardizations. So each platform has not only its own target, but also its own method of calculating the values of the tracks themselves. So, for example, Spotify and TIdal both use LUFS, but they calculate that LUFS a little bit differently. And then their target is different as well. So that's why these two are different. And that's why loudness penalty is so important. What I can do now is it's saying, hey, your track's going to be turned down by, negative 4.6 decibels when I upload to Spotify. So what that means is I can jump back into my mastering chain and maybe roll back on my mastering compressor or the limiter and introduce some of the dynamics that may have been lost because I had to squash it to get a super loud master. So negative 4 dB or 4 dB of headroom extra is an incredible amount of dynamics getting put back into music, which is ultimately going to be better for the listener and a better representation of what you really wanted with your track to begin with. A track like this that's really pushed to be really, really loud, is really great for the club and stuff. But if I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube, I've got 3 dB to play with. Spotify, almost 5 dB, TIdal, Pandora, iTunes. These are the popular streaming sites. And you really should, if your track is very important to you, and it should be because you spend so much time on it, or it's for your clients, you could really, give them a little bit something extra by giving them 5 different tracks to be uploaded to these 5 different platforms and tell them, each one's a little bit different and these are being optimized for these specific platforms. So we also have a preview button. And if I click the preview button, it will reduce the audio by negative 4.6. So I'll get an accurate representation of what this track will sound like when it's played on TIdal as compared to the master as it is now.
I can tell myself all those lies that I will be just okay. I could leave those moments behind.
So it's a very significant difference. And there's really only one other thing to know about this plugin, and that is you want to reset it and play your entire track, because these calculations are made by listening to the entire range of the track. So if you just play the intro of your track, for example, where it's really quiet, let's just do it for a second. So if I just play that into the loudness penalty meter, it's actually saying iTunes is going to boost this by 3 decibels. And also, by the way, if you hover over any of these values, it will give you a little helpful hint, like saying clipping may result from this gain increase. So it's saying, hey, they're going to go ahead and boost it to this, but if they do that, there might be a little bit of clipping going on, so you might want to roll back on it. And for example, for TIdal here, it's saying there is no change, or there would be no change, but you can actually push this about 3.5 decibels and actually not get any change. So you might want to do that if you're looking for something louder. But as I was just saying, this isn't a profile of this entire track. If I come over here to where the drop is, these are incredibly different numbers, right? Now we're at negative 4 instead of plus 3. You need to play the entire master from start to finish to get the best results in terms of the probable gain, increase or decrease for each one of the platforms, okay? And that's all there is to it. It's a very simple plugin to use, but like I said in the beginning of the video, actionable information to make your track, whatever it's your project or your client's project, sound the best as possible inside of each of these streaming platforms. And as I said before, you can just jump in and roll back the gain. Like I could just come right here and roll this back. you know, to get all of these at 0, but it's better to get into your mastering chain and reduce any compression or limiters or maximizers that are reducing your dynamic range to better hit these targets than just getting in and turning down the overall volume. That way you're going to introduce those dynamics and your music's just going to sound better, right? Anyway, that's Loudness Penalty by MeterPlugs. It's available now on Plugin Boutique. I'm Joshua Casper. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on everything in the world of plugins, and I will see you in the next video.